Brentford hope the Premier League will give them special dispensation to play at Griffin Park next season if they are promoted. The club's current home does not meet top-flight requirements, but 2019-20 will be Brentford's final season there before they move to a new stadium at Lionel Road. The Bees are currently 7th in the Championship, 1 point outside the playoff places after 12 matches. Griffin Park, Brentford's home since 1904, falls short of several of Premier League criteria, including the size of dressing rooms, some media requirements, levels of floodlighting and the provision of undersoil heating. There is also terracing behind both goals. Brentford, though, hoped the Premier League would waive some criteria, and the club's chief executive, Mark Devlin, said, "If our aspirations of playing in the Premier League are met at the end of the season, we would hope that for one season the Premier League give us dispensation to play at Griffin Park. None of this is being taken for granted, but we would hope that, given we have a new stadium a season away, and we would do everything to make Griffin Park as compliant as possible, a sensible conversation could be had. We are in a unique situation. We have an incredibly old ground, and that is the reason we are moving to a new stadium. The new stadium has been built to be fully Premier League compliant. All those boxes are ticked. Brentford's new home won't be ready until the 2020-21 season. Brentford received dispensation to keep terracing this season, following a recommendation from the Sports Ground Safety Authority and subsequent formal approval from the government. The Premier League requires stadia to be all-seater, but Devlin is hopeful the club would be allowed to retain terracing at Griffin Park for one season. "We know fans love terracing and we know they are very safe," he added. Griffin Park is an old-school ground, and, for one season, I would hope that we can have a sensible conversation with the Premier League about being given special dispensation for that. To convert our terraced areas at both ends of the ground to seated areas would take 1,500 to 2,000 off of our capacity and reduce our capacity to around 10,500. One of the biggest challenges for Brentford would be finding space outside Griffin Park for an outside broadcast area, where TV companies can park their vehicles. The current ground is surrounded on all sides by housing. One solution could be to close roads around the ground on match days, but Hounslow Council would need to give approval. All Championship clubs will submit a plan to the Premier League early next year on how they will meet their requirements. Should Brentford be in contention for promotion, the Premier League would then visit Griffin Park to further assess the situation. If Brentford are promoted and the Premier League does not allow them to play at Griffin Park, they would have to ground share. Devlin said, "We have got to be prepared for all outcomes, so we have to put plans in place, even if we do not need to use them. As the season progresses and if the team continues to stay around the promotional positions, then clearly conversations will pick up pace. It would be great, after well over 100 years at Griffin Park, for the old stadium to host Premier League football in its last year. It would be a fantastic way to say goodbye to the old place." More about Brentford FC, Griffin Park Championship.